Okay, and we're live. Welcome everyone to Weave the Tale. I am Spence, your GM for the evening, and we are playing a wonderful game of Picaresque Roman, a Requiem of Rogues. It is a game where influence is king. And with us, we have our amazing cast of Picares, various ne'er-do-wells. So I will let them introduce themselves as they come to the gate of the city. And we'll start at my top left with Sam.
Hello, my name is Sam, or Clarion, as you'll hear me called in game. I've come to the city seeking alms for the church and seeking more opportunities so that we might spread our influence in different areas of the city to those who need it most.
And the guard at the gate is like, sure, okay, and lets you in.
Thank you.
Looks at you as you go in, going, preachers. Okay. Next, coming up to the gate of the city, and the city is very well known in Japan for being a part of Japan and yet separate. They follow no laws. They follow nothing. And so, Celeste, why don't you introduce your character and what they tell the guard at the gate as to why they are here?
Songen approaches the gate and lowers his glasses, smiling charmingly at the guard gate. I'm just here to have fun, darling.
Well, there's plenty of fun to be had, let me tell you. Yeah. Alright, go on in. And next, we come to James. James, tell us about your character and why he is here at the city.
Boku no namae wa Yamaguchi Akihiru desu. I am Akihiru Yamaguchi, and I am a Yakuza. I am an auditor, and I am here on business.
Fair enough. And they let you through, look at your sword at your side, going, oh, maybe it is really Yakuza. You know, we get a lot of players coming through here saying they're one thing or another.
He is carrying a tablet with him, just like a basic like e-reader, it would seem. And he has his nose buried in it most of the time. He doesn't give the guard much notice, to be perfectly honest.
Fine. And last but certainly not least, the glamorous Sam, ScribblingPenny. Tell us about your character and why you have come to the gate of the city.
Definitely. Mae strides forward, her head held aloft, just very confident as she approaches the guard at the gate. And she just flashes this brilliant smile. Do you even need to ask why I'm here?
Miss Johnson, I didn't think you would be part of such a, well, I mean, if you want to be here, sure. We do need an official reason, though. Just for the log book.
She will take a step closer and place a gloved hand against the side of his face. Let's say that I'm here for pleasure instead of business this time.
Okay. Can you just sign the log book, please?
Without looking away from him and without looking at this paper, she will sign the book in this very crisp writing.
Thank you, Miss Johnson. You have a nice stay.
Thank you, dear.
That was Mae Johnson. That was Mae Johnson. Oh my god. I've seen like all of her movies. And so welcome to the city. The city is a place of lawlessness. It is a place where just about anything goes. And after being here for a brief stint of time, you come to realize that there is one central building in the city that no one can avoid. It stands 8 stories high, but they're very large stories. And at the top is a gorgeous garden of sakura trees. The building itself is a technical and ecological wonder. It is a vertical forest, drastically reducing the carbon footprint here in the city. It was made by the very altruistic Magami brothers. The building is called the Sakura Palace. And let's just say it is, in fact, a palace. It is a den of pleasure and vice. You can find just about anything you need in the palace. Your mark, the person that you all are, the people that you are trying to get influence from, is the siblings Yuki and Hikaru Magami. One, a flamboyant person. Very big, very bold, very gregarious. And the other, very quiet, very well dressed, but makes everything work in such a way. It is your decision which one of these is the actual VIP and which one is your Joker. However, once that decision is made, that is how we will proceed going forward. But first things first, here in the city, we have to establish initiative. Now, to establish initiative, you all are going to take a d6 and add and roll it and add your luck. All right, and we will go around the table again. So Clarion, what was your initiative?
Once all of the things are tallied, I'm coming up with 6.
6, okay. Songen.
8.
Okay. Akihiru.
Roku, 6 as well.
Okay. And Miss Johnson. Miss Johansson, I apologize.
D6 plus our luck.
It's a d6 plus your luck.
10.
Okay. So, Mae goes first. Songen goes second. And Akihiru and Clarion, I need you both to make a luck roll again to see which of you goes first. Between the two of you.
Fun.
Still
3.
adding in, or just the roll?
Plus luck.
I didn't. Oh, 6.
Okay, so then Clarion and Yamaguchi. If I'm gonna be Japanese, I'm gonna do it right and call you Yamaguchi. Because we don't know each other that well. Yet. Okay. So you all have been in the city for about a year now, setting pieces in place, figuring out who's who and what's what. Miss Johansson, you are first in the initiative. Your choice of actions are to gather info, which would be an insight roll, to hustle someone, which would be to try to get money from a person or from from the VIP. To crush someone, you do not necessarily have to do this with violence. You can do this with any of your stats other than capital. You can call or break a truce with someone. You have become very familiar with these people around you. And you can also acquire assets or cut a deal. So, of those 6 options, what would you like to do?
She would definitely like to attempt to gain capital.
Okay, so you want to hustle somebody.
Let's hustle.
Who are you hustling? Are you hustling the VIP, or are you hustling any of your fellow players?
Interesting. Looking at the players, are we all like in a room together then? We're at the palace?
Not necessarily, but you can be. You can all be at the palace for whatever reasons, and I can tell you all about the different levels of the palace. Actually, I should probably do that to help you out. So let me tell you about this Sakura Palace. The Sakura Palace, as I have stated, has 8 levels. The root level is underground, and yes, it is all tree and floral themed. I actually wrote down a thing and I forgot to pull it out, so give me 2 seconds to grab it. Here we go. Okay. So the root level. Blood on the roots nourishes the tree. It is a layer of blood sport, cage matches, and betting on living people. The trunk is the main entrance. This is where you can buy just about anything your heart desires. And we mean anything, if you know the right words. You can get regular clothing and hats, or you can get tech and body armor. You can get candy and other foods. You can get drugs and other vices. You can get toys, or you can get toys. The next level up is the heart level, and this is where the route to everyone's heart is through their stomach. And this food is to die for, sometimes literally. You don't necessarily have to pay with capital. You can pay with services if you desire. Then there is the level of limbs, and this is where your gambling happens. There are themed areas of the gambling location. There is the rainforest themed slot machines. There is the mythology area, and that is mostly your card tables and various dice and card games. There is the music area, another slot machines focused casino. And then there is the gangster area, where everybody really wants to be more impressive than they are. Then finally, there are the branches. There is the West Branch, which is the Lotus nightclub. You can hear the sounds of thumping just below in the casino. There is the Blooming Rose Brothel, where only the finest of humanity give their services. There is the South Branch, which is the VIP lounge and the guest apartments. Some of you may have taken up residence there for a few days as a little treat for yourselves. And finally, the East Branch, which is the casino's offices and their IT systems. So now, knowing those levels, and you want to hustle, where are you setting up your hustle, my dear?
I mean, where else would you hustle than the casino?
Very well. Are you trying to take the money from the VIP, or are you trying to take it from one of your fellow picares?
Out of all of her compatriots, I think Songen sort of catches her eye as she walks over to them, just kind of watching them for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Get a gauge on what they're doing.
Songen, what are you doing in the casino? What area of the casino are you at?
If there are craps tables, they're at the craps tables for sure.
All right. Go ahead. Both of you, tell me how this plays out. How do you incite the hustle?
Perhaps this played with dice, right? This is me not knowing gambling.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So right as Songen sort of brings their hand back to let loose the dice, Mae will catch their hand, just very gently, nothing too intimidating. Just like a kiss for luck.
Traditionally, one blows on the dice before they're cast, if they want to incite luck.
I'm not very traditional.
Okay.
Lady Luck isn't a fan of tradition either.
And she will very gently kiss the back of your hand if you allow it.
I do.
All right. And Songen, I want you to tell me what your capital is.
Capital is sitting at 5.
5. Okay. May, go ahead and make a capital roll. So you're going to roll 2d6 and you're going to add your capital. Actually, I'm going to change that. What stat do you think you're using here to hustle some money out of Songen?
Charm.
Okay. All right, go ahead and make the roll.
All right, 2d6 plus my charm.
Add your charm. Yep.
All right. Oof. What a time to get a horrible roll. Let's see here.
Your target number is 12.
Okay, well, I got an 11, so.
Okay. So. Songen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at this one, Lair. Sorry. Wrong person.
Okay.
So. All right, 13.
13. Okay. So, Songen.
Let me actually look at the right person.
You have just rolled really well. And there is 4 capital on the line for you. But Miss Johansson has come and given you a kiss for luck. You rolled really well, and so she's going to very coyly take some of your winnings. You're going to get 1 capital as well, but she's going to get 4.
Can she actually have like reached into their pocket when she leaned forward to kiss them and like have pickpocketed them?
Sure. In which case, you would be down 3 capital, Songen. If we're doing it that way. Okay, so that is your turn, Songen. It is now your action. Now you don't have to pick it up from where we've been with May. You can do this from some other area, but what would you like to do?
Right. I just want to make sure that I have the numbers right. So I was going to win 5. I won 1 instead because she took 4 of it. And then she also took 3 from me?
No,
In
so
addition to
she
that?
said instead of taking your winnings, she took it from your pocket.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure I was tracking what was going on, right?
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Okay. So, Songen intends to gather information.
Okay. Are you gathering information on the VIP or the players?
The VIP.
Okay. What information are you looking for?
I'm looking for information about the Joker specifically.
Okay. So, let's see here. All right, so what we're going to do then is you're going to make an insight check. Who in your mind is the Joker of the Magumi brothers, and who is the VIP?
That was one other thing I needed to ask. One of the names was Yuki, and the other one was
Hikaru.
Haru.
Yuki is the very, very much the showman, and Hikaru is the businessman.
I think Hikaru is the Joker.
Okay. So Hikaru is standing at the edge of the casino, talking with an assistant of some kind, and sees you giving him the eye. And so he dismisses his assistant and approaches. Can I help you?
I find myself rather lucky this evening.
So I've noticed. Quite a streak you have going.
You know, a lot of people think that luck doesn't even exist. That it's all skill.
It's skill and deception. An interesting philosophy. Go ahead and make an insight roll. So 2d6 plus your insight. Your
I'm going
target...
to use intuition on this so that I can use my luck instead.
Okay. Your target number is 10.
Whoop. Easy. 14.
All right. So you succeeded with better than 3. So not only do you find out about the Joker's effects, which are basically a +2 bonus to your insight with regards to the VIP.
Mm-hmm.
You also gain the Joker card.
Cool.
Now, if somebody else rolls against you to acquire that asset and they succeed, then you have to give the Joker over to them and you no longer have that bonus. So, so Hikaru looks you up and down and says, let's talk a little more about your philosophy on luck and skill. Join me for a drink?
Of course.
And he leads you down to one of the 7 restaurants that they have. You find out that he has particularly spicy tastes and goes to the Indian restaurant. There is Tiki Masala is perfect, but I much prefer their buttered chicken. Okay. Next in the order, Clarion. What are you up to in the Sakura Palace?
Gazing furtively left and right, not entirely sure if he's out of his depth or in his depth. Clarion is trying to acquire some assets, so he's, by the shops, taking a look around, seeing what they have to survey. Looking for
Is there something specific you're looking? Go ahead.
Looking for a shop that sells herbs of medicinal and less than medicinal purposes.
Okay. So you are going to roll against the VIP to gain this this substance, which I'm going to say will help your hang on. Scrolling through all the stuff. Bear with me. It will if you succeed, it will help your luck a little. Okay, so go ahead and make a roll to acquire assets. So you're going to do 2d6 and you're going to add the stat of your choice.
Okay.
You can use your capital to increase that, but once you use your capital, it's gone. And you have to earn it back.
Okay. So do you want me to tell you which stat I'm going to add to it?
Yes, please.
Cool. I think I'll be adding charm. I'm going to say that before I roll so I don't influence anything weirdly.
Okay.
All right. Plus my stat, we've got 7.
Okay, that's just enough. So you're going around the shopping area on the trunk level, and you happen to notice that there is a section of the candy store that says all natural items per request, and you notice that there is a password in kanji, and it says water lily. There is a very pleasant young lady behind the counter, in a maid outfit, obviously, and she says, "Welcome to the candy store. How can I help you?"
Hello, my dear miss. I would love to purchase something to not quite say cure a stomachache, but I would like to something that might cause one. I hear you offer all natural products here.
For certain people, yes.
Well, as an emissary of our Church of Opulent Grace, I believe that I might require some of this for, as you know, we seek to reach all of God's children, but some of them require more persuading into the gates of heaven than others. So, if you could find a way to, assist me, I would make sure that you were duly rewarded.
You kind of realize that she's waiting for a passphrase.
I have several water lilies. I would be willing to trade with you.
Oh, I see. Well, we do have such a lovely variety for you. So if you will just step back here, our apothecary will take care of you. And she presses a button and a door opens, and this smell of herbs and very, very savory type smells come out of the back room. slight hint of antiseptic, and there is an apothecary. You tell her what you're looking for, and she says, okay, no problem, we'll put it on your tab. We will call in a favor later.
Much appreciated.
Okay. So, and now you have +1 to your luck. And finally, we come to Yamaguchi-san.
Konbanwa.
Konbanwa. What are you
I
doing?
would like to gather information. You
Very
said that
good.
there was a security office with cameras.
There is.
Yamaguchi-san would very calmly and quietly, nose in the tablet the entire time, walk to the branch level. I believe that was the East branch with the administrative offices.
Yes, it is.
And straight to the security office, where I assume there would be a guard.
Yes, there is a guard there, and he looks at you, looks down at your pad, and says, "Can I help you?"
I would like to see your cameras.
Do you have authorization? And this is where you're going to make your
Break.
insight roll.
Insight.
Your target number is 12.
Is that 1d6 or 2?
2. Plus your insight.
Plus my insight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is not gonna do it. However,
you can add capital to increase your roll.
Well, I rolled 6 on the dice. My insight is a 4.
Okay.
I have
so
my academic ability that allows me to increase the result of an insight check by +1.
Okay.
So
if you spend
11.
If you spend 1 capital, you'll get to the target number.
But from my Yakuza main gig skills, I think instead I'm going to overwhelm, use my violence skill instead, and break his nose.
I'm sorry. I see you walk up with a notepad, with a tablet. I need to get in. Are you supposed to be here? Bam. Yes.
I think I might actually break his nose with the tablet.
Oh.
Just like a surgical strike right to the bridge of the nose with the edge of the tablet, just like crack right there. I mean, and I think I forgot to mention that Akihiru is a small man. He is on the shorter side. He's very slight, but he's fast. And this is where he shows it for the first time. That's my authorization.
So someone comes out of the security office right after seeing you do this to this big bouncer security guy and laughs and says, "Tough break, new guy. You're fired." And then looks at you and says, "So, Yamaguchi-san, how can I help you? What are you looking for?"
I have been sent by my superiors. You may have a problem in the palace, and I'm here to solve it for you.
Okay.
I need access to your monitors and your security system so that I can track it down. I like to observe a problem before I try and solve it.
Understood. So he lets you in. Now, from the VIP, you can get one of three things. You can figure out what the remaining influence is for the VIP. You can find out the target number for the Joker. However, the Joker is currently with Songen, so you'd have to steal them from Songen. Or you can find out what the Joker's effects are. Because technically you wouldn't know them, but I said them out loud earlier.
What was the first option?
Find out how much remaining influence the VIP has.
That one, please.
Okay, I'm going to message that to you.
I would like to think that this may have happened kind of earlier in the flow of things, and so perhaps
definitely.
Akihiru has like watched all of these other events occur with Clarion and Songen and Mae. Like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Great. Perfect. So now typically we would have the city events, and so basically I am going to let you all know that there is a pretty nasty storm that happens, and everyone is crushing into the palace to escape the really bad weather, and it's a lot of people. There is a crush of people, and then a lot of people happen to notice that there is a certain movie starlet who has arrived. So, May, I would like you to give me... I would like you to give me a focus check to keep your cool among your fans.
Focus check. What would that be?
Oh, right. Sorry. So
Sorry.
I apologize. So you can choose which stat you're going to use to keep your focus. So you can use violence to kind of fight your way out. You can use charm to be like, oh no, I can't, or what have you. I'm going to tell you that your target number is going to be a 10.
2d6 still?
Yep.
Perfect. Using charm.
Okay.
Here. 6, 8, 10, and then that is plus my charm. Yes. I can math. 16. Oh, she got.
yeah.
I got a crit. Sorry, because I rolled a 6.
Oh, fantastic. Let me get to the... Let me remember what a crit does.
Fine. So it's like as the throngs and masses are sort of coming in, Mae just sort of starts almost like hyperventilating. I just need a little bit of space. I'm sorry. I wish I could be around to talk to all of you, but I really need to find some place to breathe. And she like looks as though she's about to faint.
I feel like as that happens, the VIP, Yuki Magami, swoops down out of the crowd and like catches you and says, "Don't worry, Miss Johansson. We have a private area where you can rest. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your calm." And he goes into full, he kind of puts you behind him, calms everybody down, says, "Hey, we're going to have food for everybody, drinks for everybody. It's going to be okay." And then shuffles you off to the guest apartments, and you get 2 influence.
Yeah, she very much is like leaning against him as though she doesn't have quite the strength to walk. And then just sort of like laying on the praise, like, thank you so much. You're like a hero.
Oh,
What?
I'm just a simple business owner. Don't you worry. And don't worry, you don't need anything from me. You're not quite my type. Basically saying he's gay. But he helps you off, and he's like, by the way, I love your gloves. They are absolutely stunning. So yes. Okay. So, and just make a note that you now have 2 influence. Okay, and now we are back. Actually, let me go ahead and give everybody the opportunity to react to this city event. So everybody else, go ahead and give me a roll with the target number of 10. And when you roll, just tell me what you're adding to it so that I know.
Out loud or in private?
Yeah, out loud. Tell me what you're doing.
Adding my charm to mine, I'm coming up with 6.
Okay.
Not a great roll.
So yeah, so you talk to a lot of people, you tell them about your Lord and Savior and all of the wonderful things that that following this belief can do, but nobody seems to really be paying you much attention. Songen, what did you roll?
Adding charm, that's 10.
Okay.
Right on the money.
Okay. So where do you see yourself in this scenario?
I think
Like,
as people are moving to the varying layers, some people filter up to the gambling halls, and he makes a show of having had a good deal of success while they've been gambling, and they invite people to come share in the wealth, come share in the excitement. And they make even more of a spectacle as time goes on, both of the winnings and of the losings.
Okay. So you're doing quite a bit to take some notoriety out of the sales of the people who are actually working there. So that's going to give you 1 influence. Let me just double check something real quick with regards to a question I've received. Yamaguchi-san,
Hey.
tell me where you are in this mess. While I find the answer to your question.
Like where in the building? I think I'm still in the security offices, honestly.
Okay.
Watching everything go down. I am using my insight, and I'm going to add that to the 9 that I rolled, giving me a total of 13.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. So that is a good success. So what are you trying to infer from this event, from all these people coming in seeking shelter from the storm?
I am looking for anyone who stands out, doesn't fit. I'm also keeping an eye on my my fellows because I've already identified them as players in the game, and I want to see what their how they react to a stressful situation Do they panic? Do
Okay.
they take cover? Do they take charge? I'm trying to identify strengths and weaknesses.
Okay. So, that would the whole getting strength and weaknesses on your fellow Picares, that's going to be more of an inside check on a PC rather than this. What I will say though is that as you're watching the throngs of people come in, you do notice one person who is on the banned list. This is someone who actually hacked the digital systems before and stole a great deal of money from the Magamis. So you are able to very quickly identify this person and get security to take them to a secure location, take them, make sure they have no tech on their person, and you gain an influence and 1 capital.
I think that would also be in almost a casual fashion. Barely looking up from his tablet, he points at a monitor out of his line of sight and indicates this person to the head of security, the person that let them into the room.
Right.
And just with like kind of a casual gesture, like, you might want to take care of that. And then he goes back to what he was doing before.
Yeah. And immediately upon seeing what you're pointing out, they immediately go into action. And when you get your paycheck for the week, you notice that there is a little bit of a finder's fee. In your
casually judgmental, quietly.
Yeah, well. All right, so now we are on to the next. So now we are on to the next round or cycle, as it were. And so once again, we start with Mae. Mae, what action would you like to do? Again, your options are gather info, hustle, crush, call or break a truce, acquire assets, or cut a deal.
Is this the same day, or can this be sort of at any time?
It can be a few days later. Things have calmed down from the storm. Cleanup has happened. A lot of people are. It's back to business as usual at the Sakura Palace.
I think she. You said influence.
You can gather.
Sorry. Gather information. Yes, that's what I would like to do.
You can gather info. Okay.
Can you list those actions just one more time for me, please, Spence?
Of course.
Gather info, hustle,
crush, call or break a truce, acquire assets, or cut a deal.
And what was hustle? Did you say hustle? Is that acquire assets?
Hustle is acquiring capital.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions before we move on to Mae's action? Okay. So you said that you wanted to gather information, or did you want to acquire what are you looking to do? Are you looking to gather information on the VIP or on other players?
She is looking to gather information on other players.
Okay. Which player?
Yamaguchi-san.
Okay. So with Yamaguchi-san, you have a couple of options. You can get that player's information card, which will basically tell you what their abilities are and how much influence they currently have. You can find out if they are the traitor or not. Or you can get any other information cards that player currently holds. Yamaguchi-san, I don't think you have any other info cards at the moment. Is that correct?
I do not.
Okay.
Yeah. She wants to get his info, his action card, whatever.
His information card. Okay.
His information
so,
card.
So, the way that is going to go, let me make sure I'm doing this correctly. I have short notes, and then I have the player handbook. So thank you all for bearing with me while I make sure I get this right. So this is going to be an insight roll. I think it is contested. There we go. All right, so you are going to both make insight checks. So both of you roll 2d6 and add your insight.
Oof. I actually crit failed that.
Okay.
I got an 11.
You got an 11. Okay.
Okay.
So
She fumbles.
So tell me how this fumble happens. I would like to hear how this goes.
So I feel like she's been keeping tabs on was it Hikaru who helped her earlier? One of the
No, it was Yuki. Yuki is the one who helped her.
Yuki. Megami.
Yuki
Yes,
is the
she's
VIP.
been keeping tabs on him, and probably noticed them go into the security room every so often. And she's heard rumors of this individual that roughed up one of the younger guards. An absolutely horrible fight. So much violence. It's been blown out of proportion what has happened to this individual. They had to carry him out in a stretcher, essentially. And she was just curious and wanted to know. So I feel like she tries to get her way into the camera room where she heard that this ordeal had happened. And they don't let her in, no matter what she does or what looks they give. They just completely brush her off. Which is absolutely embarrassing and horrifying to her, and her ego is totally crushed at this moment. And she kind of just stomps off in an almost tantrum over to the bar because she's very upset about this.
Okay. I'm just checking to see if Yamaguchi-san gets anything from that.
He hears a woman throwing a fit outside the door.
Yeah.
Just the tiniest of smirks
Yeah.
as he's
watching
listening
it
to
on the
this.
camera.
Yeah, basically.
So yeah, unfortunately you do not get anything out of that except the satisfaction of knowing that someone tried to get you and they couldn't.
There's very much over her shoulders, she's like, "Don't you know who I am?" As she goes off.
All right, Songen. It's been a bit since that storm, since you got a little bit of influence. What are you doing now?
I think I'm gathering information again. This time, I am going after Miss Johansson.
Okay. So you go ahead and make a contested insight roll between the two of you.
I got a 10.
You got a 10? What'd you get?
I got a 9, but I am going to use Ace in the Hole to reroll one of my dice.
Okay.
No love. Perhaps to an 8.
Okay, so how does that go down? How does that failure happen?
I think they're watching her as she attempts to, as she has her ridiculous farce of an attempt to strong-arm her way into security. And they follow behind her as she's throwing her tantrum, trying not to be seen, not to be noticed. But unfortunately, their plays for attention from others are coming back to haunt them, as other people who have interacted with them since this whole thing began have come up and are trying to get their attention and making them terribly conspicuous in the process. And they have to peel off.
Darn that fame. Alright. Clarion. You have successfully obtained something that's going to make somebody's stomach ache during that whole, during your last round, and, while you didn't really gain any new followers to your, whatever it is you're doing, so what are you doing this round?
Well, seeing the commotion that happened when Songen attempted gaining information, I would like to call a truce to see if we can both find out more information about our compatriots in this fair city.
Okay. So, when you call a truce, first of all, Songen, make your pitch to Songen.
So, I saw you had a little bit of a mishap earlier. Terrible thing, it really was. Are you, perchance, looking for more information on Miss Johansson?
If you have it to give, I'm happy to hear it.
I too am in the market for more information about her. There is an air about her underneath the charming exterior that I think needs to see the light of day, and I'm more than willing to assist you in uncovering whatever that might be.
And what's in it for me?
What's in it for you is the promise of a backing from the Church of our opulent lady, and perhaps a little bit of capital along the way.
So, Songen, excuse me, I have a little bit of a full mouth.
You're fine.
Because I was sitting here just, like, eating my chips going, yeah, what's happening? So, Songen, how does that deal sound to you? Do you like it?
Yeah. Alright. Sounds
Okay.
good.
So, truce has been called. So, the initiator, Clarion, you get 2 points to add to your, or to distribute among your stats. So you can add 1 point to one stat and 1 to another. You can put 2 stats and 2 points of the same stat. And Songen, you get 1 point to add to your stats. Okay. And make sure that I am not missing any other of the benefits of gaining a truce. No, you're all good. Everybody's good. Okay, so you have an alliance, Clarion, with Songen.
Nice.
And I imagine that you both go off to the bar to have a drink to celebrate your new partnership. And Yuki is just sitting there with a drink in the background, kind of smiling, just like, oh, look, new friends. Meanwhile, your wonderful Hikaru is in the computer room with Yamaguchi going, people are dumb. Anyway, speaking
Usually.
of Yamaguchi-san, what are you doing this round?
I would actually like to form a truce as well with Ms. Johansson.
I see. So
after the after the theatrics outside of the security room, Akihiru finds this humorous and follows her to the bar. And once she has sat down and ordered a drink and has kind of fluffed for a minute, he very quietly and collectively just steps up and takes the seat next to her and says in a quiet, calm voice, "Well, that was entertaining. Do you mind if I buy you a drink?" And he orders a scotch, neat. And then looks at her and says, "I heard you were looking for me."
She sort of eyes him up and down, and then gives a nod as though he meets some sort of prerequisites, some requirements that she has. I suppose I was looking for you. And she'll place her hand lightly in his.
He at the contact, he pulls his hand away, actually, but then signals to the bartender to pour her drink.
What are you drinking, Miss Johansson?
She's drinking a scotch as well.
See, I don't have a scotch glass, but I'm going to pretend to pour from my bourbon. So make your pitch to Miss Johansson. And I'm going to step away for
politely.
just a moment.
My name is, excuse me, as you Westerners say, Akihiru Yamaguchi, and I have certain interests in the Sakura Palace. It has come to my attention that you may have similar interests, and I would very much like to, as they say, pick your brain. Would you be interested in sharing information?
She crosses her legs and leans forward, not too close, but enough that he would hear a whisper. "Dear, I would break you."
I have been broken before. One more time would never hurt.
So, are you agreeing to this partnership or not?
Have I intrigued you?
I'm intrigued, but why don't you put a down payment? What kind of information do you have that can seal the deal?
Well, from my perch, as you tried to see earlier, I happen to know that there are other players in this game that might not have your best interests in mind. I also happen to see your little trick of the wrist at the gambling tables earlier. think you and I might have more in common than you think.
So what are you offering
if you
for an
don't care to do business with me, I could always go and let them know what you've done, where you are, and where you plan to be.
Are you threatening me now?
I mean, to be
Mr.
perfectly
Yamaguchi?
honest, I could... Oh no, if I was threatening you, you would know it. I could shoot you here and walk out the door and never be seen or heard from again. And no one would care.
The bartender kind of looks at you and goes, "Please don't. Blood is really hard to get out of the carpet."
Oh. Yes, terribly sorry. The mess is always a problem. I could
Here's another drink.
be more specific, if you like. You see, I have an extensive knowledge of anatomy and physiology, and I could put that knowledge to use for good. And he kind of gives her a salacious look. Or ill. And his look just goes like stone cold. The choice is yours, Ms. Johansson.
So
She picks up her glass and takes a small sip of it. I believe we'll be in touch then.
So you're accepting the
Thank you
truce?
for the drink. Yes.
I look forward to it.
We have 2 truces this round. Interesting. All right, we are on to the next city round. And so in this city phase, there is a I'm just gonna say that it is a quiet week. There are some ne'er-do-wells, but they get shot down pretty quickly. Do you all help in taking care of those who would disrupt the harmony of the city? And if so, tell me how.
Clarion does
No, I
his best
don't
to give
care.
anonymous tips to the authority figures.
I'm sorry. Give me 2 seconds because I did forget that for the truce that was made between Mae and Yamaguchi, you get 2 points to add to your stats.
4, actually.
Why do you get 4? Oh, because of one of your abilities?
I probably
Okay,
shouldn't
great.
say that
So
out loud, but...
Well, that part is public knowledge. So your stats would be
right.
public knowledge. And Mae, you get 1 point for your truce to add to your stats.
Yeah.
Okay, Clarion, please say that again, what you did.
Oh yeah. Clarion goes around gathering as much information on these ne'er-do-wells as he can, so he can make somewhat informed, anonymous tips to the authority figures.
Okay. Can you give me a roll? Tell me what you are adding to the roll. So it's 2d6 plus 1 of your stats, and then the target number is 10.
Cool. We'll do 2d6 plus 2d6 plus violence, actually.
Okay.
Adding everything together, we're going to get 15.
Okay, yeah. So Clarion, you tell me how you use violence to get this information. Do not go into too much detail, as there are people on our stream who have said that excessive violence is aligned
Oh,
with
yeah.
them.
Oh yeah, actually, I was going off of because I skimmed through the PDF before, and they said that like violence doesn't have to be just combat; it can also be like using goons and stuff. So
Okay, so tell me
Clarion
how you
calls
utilize.
Clarion called on several members of scattered sects of the church that were around the city to give him more information about some of the ne'er-do-wells and goings-on about the city, especially like the underbelly of crime. He doesn't learn a lot of deep details, but he does learn a lot of things about some of the surface level kind of enforcers and petty thugs, and he uses that information to go to the local authorities in search of both information as well as hopefully rewards.
Okay. Yuki finds this incredibly helpful, and gives you 2 influence. So there is that. May, are you participating in taking down the ne'er-do-wells, and if so, how are you doing so?
Oh man. Is this like a moment that she can use this truce? Like working together with Yamaguchi to do something?
Sure.
Do these goons seem at all funded?
Make an insight roll.
Alright. Insight. There we go. I gotta find my dice roller. Alright. Alright, I get a crit with a 6, but only an 11 with the second dice.
Okay, but it's still a 10. So you do find that they are pretty, they do have some equipment that's really good, but most of it is not. Like, each of them has one thing that's like higher value than the rest. And so I think you're able to pass that information along to Yamaguchi, and that will give him a +1 to his focus roll as a benefit of your truce.
She could siphon any capital. That's really what she's going for.
Okay. So Yamaguchi, what would you be willing to give for this information that Miss Johansson has just given you?
Are we talking business or pleasure, Miss Johansson?
Dear, for now it's business.
Oh, well then feel free to keep all the spoils of war, as it were. I'll take no financial recompense from this. Have fun.
Okay, so you get 1 capital from that. Songen, what are you doing to with all the ne'er-do-wells coming around? Are you participating in taking them down, or are you staying out of it?
I think I'm gonna participate. I'm gonna use luck.
Okay.
I got an 11.
Okay, that just succeeds. How do you use luck to help with this?
Well, it just so happens that I know somebody involved with the group, and I get some inside information.
Okay. That inside information is worth. That is worth 1 influence. Yamaguchi.
Hey.
Konbanwa. So we have a situation. You've been given information about their about these infiltrators' equipment. Very helpful information. What do you plan to do with it? You have a +1. I will let you know that you have a +1 bonus because of your truce with Miss Johansson.
I think, just for fun, I'm gonna go join the party.
Okay,
And
doing some violence?
I'm gonna go hurt people. Yeah.
Yay. Okay.
I'm just gonna move through this cloud. I'm gonna move through this crowd like smoke and just flow like a river and break kneecaps, sternums, knock a couple of heads together.
Give me a violence roll. Let's see how effective this is. Make sure you don't trip on something, like a dead body.
That is going to be a 14.
Oh yeah. You, they don't even, one minute you're there, the next minute you're not, and there are just bodies falling in your wake. Precision strikes, anybody who's meant to be hit, but not nobody who's
targeting
not
the highest profile. I'm trying to leave some easy pickings for my new friend, Miss Johansson, to come behind me and, maybe loot the bodies, so to speak.
So what you find...
I may be trying to impress her just a little bit at this point in time.
Just a little bit. Well, it's impressive not only to Miss Johansson, I'm sure, but also to Hikaru Magumi. And he proceeds to give a vote of no confidence for the management of the Sakura Palace from their brother. And Yuki is cast out from the Sakura Palace. He has been trounced. He has been considered unfit to lead with all of these incursions and other things, and there are clearly more capable people in his employ that could run the business better. And with that, you gain an influence. You gain 2 capital. And the VIP has no more influence. So, so now that the VIP has been ousted, and their influence is down to 0, we move to the second part of the game. The second part of the game is to figure out who the traitor is. Now, I want you all to message me separately who you think the traitor is, and if you abstain from choosing who the traitor is, tell me that you abstain.
Is there a negative if we get it wrong?
So let me get to that portion. So basically you're getting a notoriety bonus. So if you get it right, you get a notoriety bonus. If the traitor has fulfilled their mission, they get a notoriety bonus. So yes. Alrighty, do I have everyone? Okay, everyone has voted. Okay, everyone has voted. So we have 1 vote, 2 votes for Songen. Songen, are you the traitor?
Nope.
So, you do not get any bonuses, but the PCs also don't get a point. Songen, who did you think the traitor was?
Yamaguchi.
Yamaguchi, are you the traitor?
Hi.
Yes.
I am the traitor.
Alrighty, so that is 1 point.
I'm not a very
to
good one,
Songen.
though, apparently.
Well, your
Just
plan
got the
kind
VIP
of
kicked out.
backfired on you. But however,
Sorry.
you do have the Joker in your back pocket, kind of. While the Joker is still very enamored with Songen, in many ways, he has confidence in you and feels like you've been working for him the whole time. So you get a point. Everybody, I would love to give you all 2 points for role playing because you all did an amazing job. And I'm very excited about everything.
2 points for stats, or just 2 points of influence?
2 points for your notoriety.
Notoriety.
Yes. So everyone has 2 points of influence that they have taken from the VIP. So, so you all get 1 point because you all tied from that. So now we are at, I've got that done. Who can everybody state their capital, their ending capital? 2 for Songen. I can't see. 4. What did you get? 3. Clarion, how many did you get?
4. Unless
you
did I get 2 more?
I have 7.
Sorry.
You have 7, and
yeah,
Yamaguchi
right.
has 8. So Yamaguchi, you get 5 points for having the most. Yeah, you get
my
5
main gig
points.
skill of greed, or no, not greed. Sorry, cook the books. Whenever you succeed in an insight check, gain 1 capital. That's great.
Nice. Let's see here, and since there was a even number of truces, who had the goal of gaining as many truces as possible?
Oh, that was me.
I'm gonna say go ahead and take your play bonus, which is 2 points, because you were tied. Songen, what was your goal?
It was to get the most number of info cards.
Okay, and technically you did, because you got the Joker card. So you also get 2 points.
I'm the only one that failed.
Yeah. Well, Yamaguchi technically failed.
Did I?
Well, you.
Oh yeah,
No.
because
Yeah.
I lost
Kind of.
VIP.
It's okay though.
I've
All
put him in a
right.
safe house, and I'm going to restore him to power.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Let's see here. So, okay. So the next highest gets 3 points. So that would be May. So May, you get 3 extra points. Songen, how many influence did you have?
I think I had 4.
Okay, and Clarion, how many influence did you have?
I think I had 4 as well.
Okay, so you both get 2 additional points for your influence since you both tied. I'm trying to see if there's any other points that I can... I already talked about influence, and I gave you 3 points.
Yeah, no, you said we get 2 additional points for influence?
Yes, so the points are for your notoriety bonus. We're finding out who all has won the game. So at this point, you all have between 5 and 8 points. So, your notoriety in the city. Plenty of people in the city see you as a Picare not to mess with, even among other Picares. Rolling in influence, your base established in the city, which is now the Sakura Palace. Your power is only going to grow from here. And the winner by notoriety points is our trader, Akihiru Yamaguchi. And that is the game. This game has a lot of replayability. It has a lot of continued playability if we reset a place of power and go for several more rounds. But this is a one-shot, and I tend to keep these kind of short. I would like to give everybody a chance to talk about what they liked, what they didn't like, what they want to see if they play this game again. Who would like to start? Because I don't want to call in people. Okay, Clarion, let's go.
Yeah, I really like that. Honestly, it felt super easy to figure out and set up. My big kind of complaint with D&D is like the first time I had to make a character, I was like filling out a tax form because like I had to had 5 different tabs on Chrome open,
Good analogy.
3 different videos, and then it's just like so much information to figure out one part of it that like having both the pre-constructed characters and even being able to like allocate your skill points honestly like made it seem a lot more like making a character in Fallout than like having to make a D&D character. So I really liked that. I really liked the simplicity of the roleplay too, because a lot of the time I felt like in D&D when there was so much that I could do that sometimes I would get a little bit of decision paralysis and figuring out, all right, like what should my character do or versus what do I want to do. But like since all the choices are very thematic and essentially like based around what you would want to do anyways as a Picare, finding out what your thematic flavor for those like different like choices was really fun, and I really enjoyed that. Like everything felt like it folded into like the character that I made really easily, and I really enjoyed that part of like the roleplay where like the gameplay mechanics and the theme seemed to like mesh super well.
And we should probably talk about what each of your characters were. So in Picare Roman, a Requiem for Rogues, everybody has a main gig and a side gig. And so what was your main gig and what was your side gig?
My main gig was being a swindler and my side gig was being a disciple. So basically it was all about hustling for information, assets, resources, mostly capital, but with the kind of side thing of like using the pretense of it's for God or whatever, you know. So that's why I like crafted my entire character to be like, oh yeah, he serves his church. That's really all about just getting money. And so like, yeah, I really like the way it kind of pushes that really thematic aspect into the character building and into the gameplay.
Nice, wonderful. All right, who wants to go next? Don't everyone.
I'll go
All right,
next.
Songen. Well, Songen raised their hand first, so.
Yeah, this was this went a lot faster than I thought it would. I thought we'd be here for at least another hour. So this was really, really quick, and that can be something
You all
that's
were
hard
very
to find
effective
in games like this.
You all were very effective at gathering influence, so I probably could have set the challenge rating higher. But again, this was a homebrew. But yeah, it does go very quickly.
Yeah, and it was very like I took all of these notes. I was just keeping track of everything, and like I probably didn't even need to do that. I didn't need to. It's not that serious. It's really not.
Yeah, for a longer campaign, for a longer game, it definitely would have come in handy. But I think I set the bar too easy for you guys.
I would love to play this again, but like have it be a lot more difficult. That would be really interesting.
Awesome. And what was your character's main gig and side gig?
Main gig was Gambler, side gig was Scion. So basically I started with some extra capital. And a lot of my gameplay style revolved around using my incredibly high luck stat, and swapping that in and out for other values. And it was basically it was rolling the dice in its purest form, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Fantastic. All right, and Akihiru Yamaguchi.
Yes.
Tell me what you thought of this game.
This was a lot of fun. I was kind of intimidated walking in the door, picking up a new system is always kind of tricky. But yeah, again, this was like super easy to pick up. The character sheet's like really simple. No, that was a lot of fun. Again, yeah, just like Celeste said, I would really love to have like more time with the character. I was my main gig was Yakuza, and my side gig was academic. So I was the smart gangster archetype. I chose to go kind of emotionless and ruthless. That was a lot of fun to be able to put that into place. I'm really glad that the breaking of the nose of the big bouncer bodyguard guy went well, because that was like the first thing that I thought of when I was like, "Ooh, this is exactly what I want to do." So
yes,
that was
I
really
feel like
cool.
you had an OtterBox around that tablet, and that's how the breaking.
Oh
of
yeah,
nose
definitely. Like it was reinforced for sure.
Yeah.
But I love this like archetype of the like small, unassuming, very quiet, but capable of great acts of violence. I once had a teacher that said, in the samurai movie, you've got the guy in the middle of the tea house swinging his sword around, threatening to hurt everybody, and then you've got the guy over in the corner, like quietly sipping his tea. Which one are you afraid of? And yeah, I saw him as the one in the corner, just quietly sipping his tea, because he's not afraid of you, and I love him very much.
Because your side gig was an academic, what did your character study? I'm gonna think it's information sciences or cybersecurity.
It was cybersecurity. On the tablet that he was carrying, he was already hacked into the security system of the building.
Nice.
So yeah. That, and just like reading really, really poorly written self-published novels on Amazon.
Yes.
Like just absolute garbage.
Awesome.
Smut everywhere. Yes.
Smut everywhere. I love it.
He's just reading Kissing the Coronavirus, just casually.
If you've ever listened to the podcast, My Dad Wrote a Porno, that all day long.
Fantastic. And let's bring in our final player / our tech for this evening. ScribblingPenny, Mae Johnson. What'd you think of the game?
I loved the game. I was also surprised that it went so quickly. But that just actually makes me excited because it's like one of those games that you can pick up really fast and like just be over at someone's house and be like, hey, let's play a game real quick, and it's not going to take 3-5 hours like D&D, Pathfinder, any of those other TTRPGs. This is something that you could just like play in an hour and a half like we did. So that's actually really exciting because not all games have to be super long and crazy to plan for. Because Spence, I think you really only had a day and a half, if
2
that.
days.
2 days to plan
2 days
this,
prep time. Yay!
Whole new system, a story, and know everybody's characters enough to like help us out in this. So like that's amazing when I have to spend like a week or so like planning a Pathfinder campaign, like just a one shot. So good on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was also planning for 3 hours, so I'm like, oh, I like have all these cool backgrounds that I'll do as we get into different scenes, but no, we
yeah, and I mean, I could totally yeah, let's show them. And so character creation in this game can be very customized, which is a lot of fun. You can build just about any archetype that you want. There are 21 side gigs to choose from, and each of them have their own different effects or benefits that you can get. So it's definitely worth checking out. They have a role table, so if you're not sure why you came to the city in the first place, it has those prompts for you. So it works really well for both creating your own character. I'm sure that the settings are going to be wonderful. I just have not actually seen those settings, so I made my own. And having a giant casino in the shape of a tree makes me very happy.
And it was fun to play the Heartbreaker movie star. I was getting ready to break Yamaguchi's heart, so
I wanted to see that. I wanted to see that
next
so
time.
Much.
Facts, absolute facts, like 100%.
We'll see if they'll sponsor a campaign, and I'll do a short.
What, you weren't impressed by all of the like death and destruction that I wrought in your name, Sam? Really? Like, come on.
He's got a point.
I can't say that I was impressed. Like, that would give in too much.
Songen was impressed.
Yeah, I was losing it. I was losing it in that whole exchange. Lord have mercy.
It was
killing me. It was.
And I just want to say,
I'm gonna clip that.
Clip that.
Somebody clip it.
Please. And Sam, this was your first time on Weave the Tale, right?
Oh yes,
first
welcome.
time like ever.
That surprises me because you just you know, I wish that we had more character time, and I probably should have made more time for role play. But I would love to see you come back on the channel because you were great. I loved that.
You were amazing.
It was so great to meet you.
It's been good to meet you guys too. Honestly, like I was a little worried that like I wouldn't be able to like fit in with like the natural rapport of the group, but honestly, everyone's been so chill and welcoming that like this was really fun. And I'm like not usually a really big like RPG person because like I'm definitely a little bit of an introvert at heart, and like tabletop RPGs definitely take a lot out of me. But this was like really fun and really smooth, and I would definitely love to do it again.
Awesome. Alrighty, so I think we're about ready to close it out. So let's go reverse round table to let everybody promote what they are doing. And so we will start with ScribblingPenny, since ScribblingPenny knows everything that's going on in the channel.
You would think I know everything, but we'll see. Hello, guys. I am ScribblingPenny, Sam Scribbles. I also go by Weave the Tail on Twitter, but I am not Weave the Tail. If you are on our Discord, you will know and have met Weaver by now, our cute little octopus friend, who is absolutely adorable, and I should put him up on the screen, but I don't have time for that right now. But make sure you join our Discord. I could go ahead and drop the link in chat. Our season is starting up.
This is not Weaver, but it's close enough.
Yeah, just drop them in chat. Get some Weavers in chat. Again, we are starting next week on Monday with Alien, which is going to be called Paradiso Lost. By Free League Publishing. Super excited for that. It is by Rendus. Party White Games will be the GM, and it will be premiering at 8:30 p.m. EST. Content warning of horror and bodily gore, as Alien is. After that, Dune from Modiphius, the new and amazing TTRPG, will be not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, and that is going to be Gamemastered by the amazing Savage Sparrow, and you can find out more information about them. Wednesdays, as always, we have our one-shots. Next week, I believe, you would think I would know everything, but I don't. I want to say that it is Flabbergasted, but
I think you are correct.
And I'm the GM for that, so make sure you check that out. There will be another casting call going out, so make sure you apply for that. Check our Twitter, which usually has all of our up-to-date information if I'm on top of my game. And then we will be having 2 on Fridays by Imagining Games with the GM, Thrain the Plague. He has been absolutely amazing. You've seen him GMing so many different one-shots. Definitely a great new face that we've had in our community, and someone that I'm so excited has stuck around with us. And then Sundays at 2 p.m. EST, we have Pope, the wonderful and amazing GM, doing Mutants and Masterminds by Green Ronin Publishing. So, side thing, besides Spence, who is also my favorite GM, Pope is also one of my favorite GMs ever. Make sure you check out his past streams of like Brotherhood of Shadows, which Celeste was on. Just an absolutely amazing GM. So make sure you check him out. Just a fabulous storytelling and world building. And then you can catch me again as a player on Sundays at 8:30 p.m. with James as Waldorf, playing Pathfinder Age of Ashes. We also have various cameos from the amazing Spence. You would think I'd get this right. And I hope to see even more people on there. It is an extremely fun game. We're off this Sunday, but we'll be coming back. But yeah, just make sure, basically, follow our Twitter, join our Discord for casting calls. I've taken enough time. I'm just gonna throw it over. We're going counterclockwise to James, who's currently dancing.
Oh my goodness, it's to me. Yeah. Hi everybody. Thank you for watching tonight. My name is James. I love coming over to Weave the Tail and playing with all of the talented people over here. It is so much fun. Every time I've gotten to play on Weave, it has just been an absolute blast. Sam, I am going to tell Ian on you that he is not your favorite GM. Hopefully he will spare me for throwing you under the bus. Yeah, like Sam said, on Sunday nights at is it 8:30?
8:30 is when y'all go
8:30
live.
Eastern time is when we go live for Age of Ashes, Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I play several characters: Waldorf the Dwarf, like Sam said, Legion the Construct Monk, who is now one of my favorite completely emotionless characters to play. I think I might be noticing a trend. I'm gonna go call my therapist. Yeah. So I hope to see you guys over there. Okay, I'm on it. Absolutely. Other than that, I don't really have a whole lot of social media presence. You can check me out on Twitter at JamesRGlass, but I really only ever retweet the stuff that Sam posts anyway. So yeah, come check us out over on our sister sibling channel, Penny for a Tale. And yeah, give us all your love because we love you too.
Alrighty, let's bring it over to Celeste. Celeste may have stepped away. We will
Celeste
come
was
back
present.
to Celeste.
Oh no!
Shoo.
Alrighty, I wanted to say thanks to everyone for having us on. Yeah, as you can see, my name is Sam. You'll also see me go by Real Beans on Discord, and for those of you who are in the Linewing Publishing Discord, you'll see me there as one of the community leads. Loved coming on here and being able to play with everyone. Definitely jump on the Linewing Discord if you can. Like, there's a lot of really cool people, a lot of great conversations, and you'll always be updated whenever there's a new Linewing game out. And trust me, pretty much all of them are really, really fun. And if you like cool tabletop RPGs and board games and anything in between, you will definitely love it. Yeah, I don't really do that much on Twitter or my socials. I really just tend to like retweet art, memes, and my friends that are funnier than me. So,
I'm sure we all have friends like that.
It's like
that's all my friends. All my friends are funnier than me.
Celeste is back, so let's give Celeste an opportunity to tell us what they're doing.
Hi, yeah, my computer's struggling for some reason. Hi, I'm Celeste PLS with way too many underscores on Twitter. I'm Celeste Shepherd here on Twitch. I don't do a whole lot of streaming of my own, but you can catch me on other people's channels, like right here every now and then when I get the chance and I have the time, because let's be real, life has to come first. We hate it, but it's true. And you can, in fact, catch me this coming Sunday? Yes, this coming Sunday. Over on twitch.tv/MattHave7 with some masks, Sunset City. We are trying to get our second season, I guess, up and running with the new Misfits. The old Misfits have all stepped down, and now there's a new group of teenagers on the block, and they are every bit as dysfunctional, but we have to see how first. So I'm no longer playing Elodie, Lady Perilous, Party Crasher. I'm now playing Lucas, who doesn't really have a hero name yet, but we're working on it. And the new Misfits are proving to be even more mythical than the previous set. So this should be a good time. That's going to be at 9:30 Eastern. Over on twitch.tv/MattHave7, and I cannot wait to get back at it because I love those people with my heart and soul. Pope's there too, so if you are a fan of Pope, definitely show out for that. But yeah, that's about all I've got going on right now, except for a new job that's due to start soon, fingers crossed. But once I get my schedule hammered out, maybe I'll find some more pockets of free time, and you'll see this funny little face here a little bit more often. See you soon.
Fantastic.
Is that
Love
MAB, M-A-B, Fab 7, number 7?
Matt,
the Great Queen
so
Mab.
MATEV7.
We gotta take notes, for show notes and stuff like that.
Yes, correct.
You will see it linked in the chat as Matt7 is a weaver we love, so go check them out on Twitch. Follow them. Subscribe if you want. They're great.
Yay.
Hope's there. Celeste is there. Even better.
Yeah.
And if I said it wrong, I'm sorry.
And finally, I am Spence. So I am Resonantmoon almost everywhere. I am predominantly on TikTok currently. So you can find me as spence.resonant.moon, where I am part of the Department of Lost Souls. Starting on September 6th, we have a huge collaborative storytelling event that 25 of us who are part of the Department of Lost Souls are doing over the course of the next several months. So if you like the thought of the afterlife as corporate, be sure to check out the hashtag Code Merlin or Department of Lost Souls or DLS. My character is Agnes, Agnes the First, who is maintenance and repair. So yeah, be sure to check that out. I was doing a D&D campaign, but that just ended. So look for me more here on Weave the Tale and on Penny for a Tale as I run one-shots, or maybe get in on playing some one-shots. I just moved, so now I have copious amounts of free time, like no one's supposed to. So yeah, and if you liked my my storytelling and stuff, let me know, because I love hearing that I did a good job. And that really does it for us. Thank you so much for everybody who participated in the chat. Thank you for all the biddies, all of the channel points. We did have someone redeem channel points for us to hydrate, so grab whatever drink you all have. Let's all cheers to what is the who did this? Liongate? No, not Liongate. Lion Wing. Mm-hmm. So to Lion Wing, to our Picaresque, to each other, and roll some dice and have some fun. Y'all have a good night.